That is a pick a card and focused on no contact relationships, or I guess lack thereof. So I've got 3 piles with 2 cards in each pile and a little item that you can choose. For pile 1, we have this little like foam rose. For pile 2, we have the little ghost guy. And for pile 3, some sage, because sometimes with a no contact, you just need to sage it, right? So we will have 3 different little mini readings for you. Again, all focused on no contact situations. So go ahead and pick which one. I will come back after the live stream is over and put the timestamps in for you. But we are going to probably target about maybe like 15 minutes per reading. Ooh, let's call in spirit first. Let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. And I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. It's in the description box, as is more information on how to become a member. Thank you to the current members, and thank you to those that have checked out my candles on Etsy. They're all natural soy, and I have a lot of fun making them. My favorite, by the way, is the coffee and cream, even though I don't drink coffee. Let's start with that first pile. Again, that would be if you chose the little foam rose. And let's see what we've got for your reading. So pile 1, we've got, I regret what I did to you. And we're meant to be together. I will wait as long as it takes for a shot with you. So this is someone who messed things up between the two of you, but is still convinced that you are meant to be a couple, that you are meant to be, like you're going to end up together somehow. They are patient. They're not getting distracted by other people. But I don't know. We need to figure out if they're actually working on themselves or addressing the things that caused the argument or the distance between the two of you. Ace of Crystals or Ace of Swords in the reverse, the Knight of Crystals, and the 8 of Crystals. Wow, that's a lot of air energy. So that would be Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. Excuse me. I regret what I did to you. This person lied. They did something hastily. They did not consider the consequences. And then they felt trapped by whatever they had done that they knew would upset you. And instead of actually dealing with that problem, this person decided, well, I'll just like run away. I'll just ignore it. I'll avoid it. Hello, Mustafa. Hello, 33. How we doing? So they feel like they're stuck right now because their immature approach to what happened between the two of you made it like even worse, or made it even less likely that you would be interested in patching things up with this person. They did themselves no favors. So we have the Moon and the Hermit. So this is someone who has decided to take some time for themselves. I'll refer to them as the Hermit. I do think that there have been some things that they kept secret or that they didn't really want to be honest about. Characteristics, behaviors, immature patterns, behaviors, maybe things that they had learned from friends or family that they knew were not conducive to a healthy long-term relationship. But this is someone who is now focusing on, it's like they're introspective. They're thinking about why they do what they do or why they did what they did. 8 of Wicks or 8 of Wands. Yeah, this is about lying to you. 7 of Crystals, 7 of Swords. This person regrets lying to you. What did they lie about? Wheel of Fortune. About something changing. They said something was better, or they said that something had changed for the better, and it was emotional manipulation. It was, you know, I know you want me to say this, so I'm going to say it, and then because you want to believe it, you will, even though I'm not really being honest with you. Nine of Wands and Temperance. I told you what you wanted to hear because I knew that would at least buy me a little bit more time in the relationship. And I also knew that at some point you would probably figure out that I had lied to you. Okay. They see you as very wise, very perceptive. You are the Temperance card here, by the way. You might have Sagittarius in your chart, but more so this is saying, I feel like you're very good at balancing things out or reestablishing some sense of calm or peace in your life after a breakup. You're not, your feathers don't easily get ruffled, right? Three of Wands or Three of Wicks in the reverse. And the Nine of Petals or Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. I think this is someone who wasn't willing to do what it was, like what was required in order to facilitate an exclusive relationship or sustain a relationship with you. I don't know that it's necessarily that they were talking to other people. I feel like they lied about something and it's like, I don't want you to see this part of me. You would judge me if you knew that part of me, or, you know, I would feel like you would reject me if you knew that's what I think about. Hello, Tejas. How are you doing? You're funny. Hello, Nicole. How are you doing today? So we have Justice and the Two of Jars, which is the Two of Cups. My pearls. Hold, please. All right. So a choice was made, and this person realized that maybe they weren't ready. Maybe they weren't ready for a relationship. Did they have feelings? Yes, probably. But they ran away because they didn't know how to approach things the right way, and they had lied. It's like they already kind of messed it up, and then they realized how important it was, and then they didn't know how to fix what they had messed up already. What else do we have? The Nine of Cups, Five of Swords in the reverse, Sun in the reverse. This is someone who's going through depression at this time. They feel like they need to make things right with you because they didn't expect this to impact them the way that it has. But I don't know, man. I feel like this is someone who... It's like, I knew that what I was doing was wrong when I was doing it, but I did it anyways. And then now I'm like irritated because I guess I have to do something to fix it. This is someone who's frustrated because they used to not care if they broke someone's heart. Someone who's irritated with themselves for feeling like they have to do something to fix this when normally they could just kind of like walk away. Another Seven of Swords. This is not a very honest person. Page of Swords in the reverse. I feel like you were able to confirm that this person lied to you. You might have heard someone else's side of the story. You might have seen something on social media or something on their phone. Shoot, something in the paper. But you figured it out. And you're like, okay, well, I guess now I know what the big deal was. And if you don't want to be honest, if you don't want to share what's going on or talk about like what's, you know, the problem or what you're feeling, then what kind of relationship can we really have? One where we just like review Netflix? Hello, LCU. How are you doing today? Hello, Baby Yoda. We've got the Star in the reverse. Knight of Cups. And the Six of Pentacles in the reverse. So this is someone who doesn't give to the relationship what they expect in return. They might be able to be quite romantic or charming. They might be able to win you over with their flirtatious, looks. But I think really this is a person who has continued to avoid healing from past situations that make them insecure or jealous or even argumentative. So when those issues surface in a relationship, they tend to run away instead of try to fix whatever problem there is. Hello, Inger. Hello, Egyptian Empress. How are we doing today? Two of Wands in the reverse. Eight of Cups. So they walk away when they feel like they've run out of the script or they've run out of what normally they feel like they can do or accomplish. Hello, Stephen. Hello, April. How are we doing? Oh, I hope that goes as smoothly as it possibly can for you. Is it Merame? I hope I said that right. What else? The Empress and the Ace of Pentacles. Okay. So they walked away. You haven't had conversations. They regret lying to you. They still feel like you are their person. So they're trying to figure out what they can do to come back around and say, I guess what I really want is to be with you. I know I kind of messed it up the first time, but what do you say? I don't know. This kind of feels like you're going to be like, delete. I don't know if you're going to even respond to this. Let's see what the Fairy Lenormand has to say about this person. With the Two of Wands in the reverse, it just kind of feels to me like we've got somebody who doesn't really know how to put together a decent plan. They procrastinate a lot and they seem to be a little bit sporadic or all over the place. So if they come back around and communicate with you, I feel like most of you are going to be like, what? What did you just... Is there something you're trying to say? What was the point of that? So we have a Clover. Number 2, Good Fortune. And the Mice. The wheel keeps on turning. This person walked away or ghosted you because of a problem that they started, a lie that they said, or something that they kept from you. But one of the issues here, I feel, is they're lying about their money situation or they're lying about their future prospects. They see you as a meal ticket. They want someone to take care of them. And while your star is rising, while you are experiencing opportunities or meeting new people, getting new paychecks or new agreements, this person is seeing the opposite. They're seeing things get more difficult or more expensive. Hello, Gautam. How are you doing? Hello, Rick. How's your day? We've got the Lily, number 30. Okay. So perhaps looking for a fresh start, wanting to have a clean slate, dreaming about a second chance. Yeah, I think this is going to be somebody who, in their mind, it feels like they have a better chance of convincing you to give them another chance than they really do. I don't know if this is somebody who is just kind of not super experienced with emotional conversations or really being vulnerable with people, but it feels to me like they think they can just kind of like show up and be like, hey, so I did like 20% of the stuff that we talked about me needing to work on. That's good enough, right? Can I hang out with you again? I didn't do all of it, but I did most of it. Okay, that's not most, but like a good chunk, you know? That should count for something, right? Or not. This is someone who I think is still dealing with how to approach a romantic interest in an honest way. Hello, Emin. Thank you. Ooh, that sounds serious, Houdini. Hello, Sacred. How are you doing? Well, Inger, keep in mind, this is a pick a card. So there's 2 other mini readings happening after this one. And these will be the last cards I pull for this first pile. So it could also be one of the other stories aligns better. So we have the magnifying glass, number 44, the ship, which is number 3, and the compass, number 42. I think this person is planning to show up. I think they're planning to have a little surprise conversation with you. They feel like they have to say something now because the window is closing. They regret lying to you, but I don't know that that necessarily means that they're done lying to you. You know what I mean? Like, I feel if you're going to go ahead and like really embrace the regret, then that should probably require you anticipating not wanting to do that thing again. This is someone who would lie to you again. So we have the owls, number 12, the paths, number 22, the dice, number 39, and the house, number 4. This is someone who's going to ask you to disregard what you know about them. They want that clean slate, right? But you've already heard something from someone else while you've been no contact that makes it pretty clear this person hasn't necessarily been working on the things that they need to. So it's like they already have like a demerit. They already have like negative points in your book. And they're going to take a chance and I feel like show up on your front stoop or knock on your front door or at least send you a message. But they want to make some sort of big gesture as far as initiating the conversation, maybe even seeing you in person. But as far as actually doing the work that addresses the fact that they've been dishonest or secretive with you, I don't see that they've done what they need to do for that. All right, let's switch over to pile 2. And we're going to have, pile 2, by the way, was the little ghost guy. I sabotaged our connection because it was too intense. And you deserve better than them. So pile 2, we've got someone who is jealous because you have started dating someone else after they sabotaged the connection that they had with you. I'm trying to figure out how to do this because I don't want to get like distracted with the energy from the previous readings. So give me 2 seconds. I'm just gonna like push these to the side real quick. All right. So pile 2, we've got somebody who is trying to figure out if you are actually happy in this new relationship. If I come back around, if I contact you, if I tell you I've been missing you, do I have a chance? Like, are you in love with this new person? Is it really serious? Could I steal you away from them? Maybe they've attributed more seriousness to this connection. You might be just dating or, you know, flirting with this person. You might be in a situationship. But we have someone from your past who has reason to believe that you are dating someone new and they don't like it. They feel like they should have handled things with you better. Nine of Cups in the reverse, the Moon in the reverse, and the Magician. This person admits they were selfish. I sabotaged the connection because it was too intense. I didn't want to have to be responsible for all of that, or there was too much like communication required in that connection. So yeah, I sabotaged it. I did what I could to get out of that connection because it was too much work. And I did it. I started a fight, or, you know, I told you that I was done. For some of you, this person just ghosted. Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. Six of Wands in the reverse, and the Queen of Wands. Did you put a spell on me? They might actually be thinking you put a spell on them. This is someone who is realizing that about the time that they ghosted or sabotaged the connection with you, things in their life took a nosedive. They started realizing things were more difficult, or that good news turned into not so great news. For some of you, this person ended up having issues at work or needing to find a new job, maybe even needing to find a new place to live. And they are over here thinking, like, did you put a hex on me? What did you do? You ruined it for me, right? They're blaming you, but I feel like this could just be their own bad karma. Yeah. What's going on, Houdini? We've got Ten of Wands in the reverse and the Devil in the reverse. Did I say hello to Rachel? I hope I did. Hello, Rachel. Hello, AVF. How are you doing? So Ten of Wands in the reverse, the Devil in the reverse. You didn't do any magic. Nope. This person's over here overwhelmed and irritated. They feel like their life is not where they want it to be. They feel like they probably, like they wish they could travel back in time to when things were a little bit different. They feel like maybe you did some sort of spell because they went no contact, rejected, or ghosted you. But the Devil's in the reverse. I don't think you did anything. You're like focused on yourself. And this person over here is like, meh, why would you do that to me? They're the ones who did it to themselves. I think this is their own karma. Exactly. Seven of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, and the Ten of Cups in the reverse. So this person, what are we calling you? The Magician. The Magician is the person who feels like you are dating someone new and that you deserve better than this person. This is someone who invested only to a certain point with you before they realized, oh gosh, I'm getting in too deep, or this is getting too serious. I better like pull back. I don't want to like introduce you to my family or like talk about moving in or anything like that. Ten of Cups is in the reverse because this person feels very uncomfortable with the idea of emotional closeness or vulnerability. I don't want you to like know what's going on in my brain. I don't want you to know like my weaknesses or the things that I've gone through. They like to steel themselves against that kind of thing, right? Keep people on the outside. Four of Cups and the Two of Swords in the reverse. So to them, it felt very natural or organic to just walk away or to reject this connection, to sabotage it, even though they felt something for you, obviously, because they still are over here thinking about you. Nine of Swords in the reverse, Six of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles. So this Magician is someone who is feeling a little bit anxious because now they feel like you have encountered a Queen of Pentacles. So not someone who's just like there to like be charming and passionate and connect with you initially and then freak out and run away. Someone who is actually interested in that long-term connection or being emotionally vulnerable, right? So you end up finding a healthy connection. And I guess that scares them. What else? Ten of Wands. Queen of Swords in the reverse. And the Two of Swords. So the Magician is frustrated because they feel like their actions have led you to have boundaries or even block them. They're kind of like blaming you for the reaction to their actions without wanting to admit that they did something to provoke you here. It's like, I believe that you deserve a really happy relationship and I have feelings for you, but I'm also like irritated at the thought that I would have to accept like responsibility for everything that went wrong. You know, they're like, I did some stuff I probably could have done, you know, a little differently, but did you have to be so rude? Did you have to be so, you know, quick to block me on everything? They feel like now they have no access or insight into your life, but it was their decisions that put them in that situation. I think they're just frustrated because they're realizing sabotaging the connection with you and then trying to come back around and make things right. There's really no way to do that without owning what you did, right? Strength in the reverse. Three of Swords. Okay. I don't know, man. I don't really like this person. Now they're over here thinking, okay, so like I didn't have, you know, the presence of mind, or I wasn't grounded enough to come and talk to you and apologize or get things back on track within like the first month or 2 or 3. And now all of a sudden you're like dating someone else, that they look at it as a betrayal. It's like, do I have to quote Friends? Because it's not even we were on a break. Like, we weren't even dating. This is, you're not talking, you're not dating. And they still feel like some type of way about you getting into a new relationship. Like, I deserved more time. I can't believe that you don't care. Is it really over? Well, you're the one who walked away, or you're the one who ghosted, or, you know, they made it seem like it wasn't a priority to them. And all of a sudden now, because someone else is interested in you, they're like, no, that's my toy. Give it back. Okay, what are you, 6? We have the Lovers and the Magician. So the Magician comes back around because they want to make you choose. The Lovers, a lot of people want to look at that card. They want to be like, oh my God, soulmates, divine counterparts, we're meant to be together forever. It's a choice. Is it always about a choice? No, but it is a decision, an important decision. This is somebody who's coming back around and they're like, oh, I see you got that like nice little new relationship over there with that person who's a Queen of Pentacles and like, you know, I don't know, wants to actually be like emotionally vulnerable and good to you and stuff. But what if I were available? What if you could choose me? What if I could, you know, make your life a little bit more interesting? They want you to choose between your current person and them. You deserve better than them is really them saying, how dare you date somebody who's not as good as me? Obviously, you should come back to me. If you're going to be willing to date that person, you should be willing to date me. Hello, Old Angry. I like your username. Hello, Suffix, how you doing? If Freya is your name, hello. Hello, Freya. That is actually Freya right there. Did I say hello to Carrie? Hello. Hello, Key Controller. This is Under the Oak Tarot, by the way. What else do we have? the Nine of Wands, the Three of Pentacles, and the Four of Swords. I think they heard it through the grapevine. I think they heard from a mutual acquaintance or a mutual friend of yours, and they found out that you actually have healed from this old connection with them. That you are not over here just like obsessing and pining over them, like, oh, are you ever going to call me again? No, you actually met someone different, or someone has started to pursue you. And this is what makes them angry. Queen of Cups in the reverse. They feel betrayed. They feel like you have lost that love and feeling. And they want to find a way to get you to choose to walk away from the new person and pick them instead. Even though I see like literally no evidence that this person has been working on the issues that they had. Where, I mean, they literally admitted, I was being selfish. I really only thought about myself. I didn't have the best of intentions. I sabotaged the connection. Didn't really seem to care about it. But now that somebody else wants you, now I'm like, ooh, should I come back around? I think this is going to be somebody who feels like this is the right time to admit that they fell in love or that they want something serious. But it comes through to me as manipulative. That's cool. You love me? Well, I love Swiss cheese. Have a nice day. I can't help you with that. All right, let's get a few from the Love Oracle. And then in a few minutes, we'll start the pile 3 reading. Did I say hello to April? I hope I did. What else do we have for pile 2? We have someone who's been trying to get information on your life from afar, even though they may have been blocked, even though you may have made it very clear you're not interested, or even though you might not keep things, like you might not post very much on social media. They're trying to figure you out. They're trying to figure out, who is this person that's interested in you? Maybe they saw you with someone, maybe they heard a little bit of gossip, but they want to know who it is that's pursuing you. The person who is interested in you, the new person, is someone who has gone through a spiritual awakening as well. So I feel like it's pretty unlikely that you're going to reject the new person, because you feel like the magician from your past abandoned you. That they really only trade in obsession and they don't understand real love or unconditional love. So maybe that's why they feel like their tactics or their approach to the relationship will still work, or that they can still get a second chance with you. But I feel like you look at it as, I don't know, that's like some high school love over there. I don't really want that. All right, cool, April. Hello, Sarah Ann. How are you doing today? We've got fantasy, daydreaming, imagining, and fantasize, and intuition, heart song, telepathy, inner knowing. I do think you're going to get like a little ping from this person's energy. Out of nowhere, you might have some reminder, postcard, or commercial that looks like something that happened between the two of you, or even just a dream that you have of this person. They are absolutely obsessing over you right now. They're thinking about you a lot, trying to figure out why it bothers them that somebody else might be interested in you, and also very much so thinking about you and your physical attributes. I hope that was obvious enough for you. Shocking, turmoil, trouble, unexpected, and confusion, uncertain, unclear, unsure. What do you mean they're dating someone new? Like, I'm right here. They don't understand how you could move on. They really felt like you would have been obsessed with them. This could be the kind of person who really does like to interact with a person romantically or, you know, flirtatiously for 3 weeks or a month, and then they disappear because they figure if they leave it kind of on a cliffhanger or with some confusion, then they can come back around and you're going to be so like chomping at the bit to figure out what happened. Like, how could you ghost me? How could you leave me with so many questions? I have no idea what happened. Can we make out again? They were hoping you would be in that confusion and almost like desperate energy, and instead they're realizing that you just like read the room. You're like, oh, you're not interested? Okay, I go this way then. I'm not gonna sit here and wait for you, you know? Open heart, receptive, empathy, and vulnerable. So you were vulnerable with this person. They did not know how to be vulnerable with you. And as a result, I feel like you feel pretty comfortable with the fact that you have rejected them or walked away from them and started a new relationship with a person who has the ability to share their feelings and like reciprocate, you know? You don't have to continually question if this person is feeling something or if they're getting distracted. All right, let's move on to the third pile. Why not? I'm going to move these real quick, though. All right, so for the third pile, that would be if you chose the Sage. And let's see what your cards say. Your cards say, I wish you were here with me, and I need to tell you the truth. Uh-oh. Okay. Well, let's see what we can't figure out about that, shall we? Tell me more about this no contact situation. Hey, Third Eye, how are you doing? Fool in the reverse. Temperance in the reverse. Three of Pentacles. I wish you were here with me. This person is, I think, inebriated when I'm picking up on their energy. Doesn't have to be for all of you, but it could just be very late night and they're a little bit out of it, a little bit tired. But I do think that there is a tendency for this person's thoughts to gravitate towards you at night. And I do think that this is somebody who, when they're doing something particularly enjoyable or when they have some downtime, they wish that they could be sharing that downtime with you. I do think they've been working like a busy bee. Nine of Cups in the reverse. Ace of Swords. World in the reverse. I need to tell you the truth. Nine of Cups in the reverse came out in the last one too. This is like, I told you I didn't want you, but it was really because of their family. Or really because of their friends. This isn't over for them, but they told you that they didn't want you. Or they would have made you at least feel like you were not wanted. The Tower. The Queen of Swords. High Priestess in the reverse. I told you I didn't like you. I told you I didn't want you. I told you to leave me alone. I screamed at you to get out. But in reality, I was doing that against what I really wanted to do. What I really wanted to do was choose you or, you know, tell everyone else to leave me alone. It's like they did the opposite of what they really wanted to do. So for some of you, this person chose work or education over you. For others of you, this is somebody who chose their family. Ten of Pentacles can be about a lot of money. It could also be about family. So one or the other, right? We could have a workaholic here. But now they know that it wasn't a very good choice. Now they feel like they've got what they need as far as money, but they still have these emotions for you. And they don't get to talk to you. They don't get to celebrate their wins with you. the Lovers, and the King of Pentacles. Okay, so I made a choice, and the choice was, do you want to focus on your career / money, or do you want to be in a relationship? And this person chose career. So we have a materialistic individual, or someone who was like, I can do the love thing later. I don't need it now. I think they told someone, I'm not interested. I don't want anything. I don't like you like that. I don't want your life. I don't want to be in your life. Yes, I would agree with that. Oh, I agree with that. This is the Tattoo Tarot. Wow, another 9 of Cups in the reverse, huh? Okay. Yeah, saying they don't want something when they really did. 6 of Swords. 10 of Wands. And the Sun. They thought things were going to be much easier if they focused on their priority, which was their career. They felt like dating or having someone, you know, really serious in their life would take away from the energy they needed to put like fully into their education or their work. But with the Sun, they have recently become enlightened as to how lonely they are or how much they regret walking away from a connection like this that they still think about, right? 4 of Swords in the reverse. The Hermit in the reverse. And the 9 of Pentacles in the reverse. Overly independent. Afraid of commitment. Probably a workaholic. But now they're looking back at this and realizing that they made the wrong choice, that they took like the easy way out, and that they should have been willing to invest in this connection with you. Tower in the reverse. Lovers in the reverse. 5 of Cups in the reverse, and the Moon. So I thought I could avoid a heartbreak, or I thought I had the right, you know, approach to life, get everything figured out as far as finances first. I don't have time for any soulmates. If there is a choice, I will always choose to work instead. They felt for a long time that that was the right choice. They didn't regret it for many moons. But now with the Moon coming through, this is somebody who's realizing that there is a different outcome here than they expected, or that there is something to be respected in the idea of life having seasons. And they are reaching the end, or have reached the end of the season where they felt like materialism needed to be their focus. Now they're realizing they don't have people around them, they don't have the friends, they don't have you know, a family. Maybe they wanted to have kids. This person's realizing like, oh crap, I need to like probably reprioritize and get to know some other people, go out on a few dates, because I'm going to miss out on this opportunity to actually like enjoy life. Because all I've been working towards is, you know, a big bank account. Now they feel silly for doing that. All right, this is the Situations deck. What else do we have? Retaliation, punish, payback, revenge. Twin flames, the one, mirrored souls, pledged. Archangel Michael, protection, prevented from harm, divine intervention. And lockdown, closed in, trapped, frustrated. For some of you, this person is in this state of introspection because they get stuck in an elevator or, they're stuck at an airport waiting for a flight. This person is feeling like they cannot move forward until they think about this or figure out what to do about it. Why the retaliation, though? Oh. Okay, so if they decide that they want to pursue something serious with you, but they have left this like trail of broken hearts behind them, there's someone who's going to get mad that this King of Pentacles has chosen you. So much so that the King of Pentacles is actually already worried about, if I choose to be in a relationship with this person after, breaking some other person's heart, I'm a little bit nervous that they're going to act up. I'm a little bit nervous they're going to do something kind of crazy about it. Oh, no worries, Marcus. It's whatever you can make work. I'm never going to yell at you about that. Ever, ever. What else do we have? And I hope you're having a good day. We have triggers: name, car, place, cleansing, meditating, clearing space, removing negativity, and legal. For some of you, this person was married young and they are finalizing a divorce like years later because they do actually want to be in a real long-term relationship with you. But for others of you, we have someone who's very petty, who was never in a serious relationship or as serious a relationship that they wanted with this individual. The Queen of Swords does not have to be a woman, but the Queen of Swords, King of Pentacles, right? The person who's been focused on their career. If they choose you, if they feel like they want to be in a relationship with you, if they reach out and say, like, I gotta say, I continue to miss you more and more, there's someone here who's going to be like, what about me? What am I, chopped liver? I thought you liked me. I thought you were going to come back for me. This person's in denial. But they feel like they are the soulmate to this King of Pentacles. And if the King of Pentacles states their desire to be in a serious relationship with you after George Clooneying it for like half a decade, well, half a century, I don't know. There's going to be some people who are like, excuse me, how am I not good enough? You know? Like, why did you not choose me? Psst, come on. What are you, blind? What are you doing over there? All right, this is the Kipper. Thank you, Marcus. Hello, Urban Walker. How you doing today? Hello, Anna. I hope you're having a good one. This is the Kipper. What else do we have? Despair. Pathway. And change. I've spent too much time focused on money and my career and, buying expensive things. I've wasted time on these things when really there's something that would have made me much happier if I'd had this person in my life. I wish you were here to enjoy this with me. I wish you were, going on this trip, or I wish that, you were mine, basically. This is someone who's thinking about making some pretty drastic changes in their life in order to be able to show that you are a priority or that they do really want this serious relationship. Because I feel like most people would look at them and be like, okay, sure, I believe you. For some of you, this person up and sells a house or quits a job. Something with paperwork. I think for some of you, it's finalizing a divorce from years before. What was that movie? Sweet Home Alabama with Reese Witherspoon. It's like that, I'm ready to marry someone else, so I need you to please finalize this divorce for me. Someone's serious about a relationship with you, but there's going to be a third party who's real jealous, real angry that you're getting that option when they didn't. concern, bad health, and marriage. Yeah, this person wants to marry you. But there is an obstacle that needs to be dealt with. There is a drama queen here. And it's complicated. This is not just like, hey, I'm sending you a note in high school history class asking if you want to go to the prom, just like check a yes or no. This is like, I have to do 47 different things in order to just get to the point where I could ask if you would like to, oh, I don't know, go on a date or like live with me or something. So it feels like there's this like mountain of never ending things that have to be dealt with. Let's see. We'll go with the romantic Lenormand. What else do we have? Lilies, number 30. This is like somebody who's ready for a more peaceful life, ready for something that's a little bit quieter, less crazy, less hectic. I do feel like for many of you, this is a person who's cutting back on how much they're working or lessening the obligations that they have on their plate because they do want to get married. We'll see if the ring comes out. Close, but not quite. The coffin came out. It's because they have to end something first before they can have the marriage. I need to tell you the truth. Part of the reason that I ran or that I couldn't, get into a serious relationship with you before was I didn't tell you everything that was going on in my life, or I didn't tell you that I still had to deal with this legal issue, or I needed to sell this property or finalize my divorce. They're going to tell you the truth about it now, though. All right, this is the Sage Tarot, White Sage Tarot. Hello, Joshua Tree. How are you doing today? Are they third eye? I didn't see that. What else do we have? Nine of Cups, Eight of Swords, Two of Swords, Queen of Wands in the reverse, Knight of Wands in the reverse, and the Chariot in the reverse. Wowza. Okay. So I know I want this 10 of Cups. I feel stuck because there's something I have to change. Maybe it's I have to move. Maybe it's I have to pick up and leave. But I do feel like, at least for some of you, there is this angry ex in the background or in the past that could potentially cause a problem. And I feel like our King of Pentacles is well aware and trying to anticipate that before they approach you or like make things official with you. Because they know it's going to get dramatic or they know it's going to get a little bit weird. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I love you all. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the subscribes. Thank you for hyping the video if you're able to. And I will see you